Hey, what's up guys, kind of conservative engineer back with another video. In this video, I'm just going to be telling you guys about the job offers that I received coming straight out of college, fresh out of college with a civil engineering degree from New York University School of Engineering. Now, I graduated with a 2.9 GPA and I got a few job offers as soon as I graduated. Now, again, to get these job offers, you got to just send your resume everywhere. So I'm just going to be talking about the 8 companies that wanted me on board and what salaries they offered me. So hopefully this will help you kind of get a feeling of what you might make as a starting civil engineer in New York. So yeah, I tabulated it from the least paying salary to the highest paying salary. So the first job offer I got was the place that I interned at while I was going to college. So this company was founded and owned by a professional engineer by the name of Brian Flynn. So the company is called Brian Flynn PE. I interned for them about $15 an hour, and he offered me a full-time position for $45,000 a year with overtime, which is time and a half. For any hour I did more than 40 hours, I would get overtime. It was 9 to 5 and pretty flexible. Field work and office work, again, some CAD work, some field inspections, some sign-offs here and there. So yeah, it was again, that was my first offer. Second offer was at DEP, Department of Environmental Protection. Now, this company offered me a position as a engineering intern, and they offered me $45,000 as well, but it isn't a 40-hour shift. It was only a 32-hour shift. Because my title was an intern, I'll be working under a staff engineer 1, 2, or 3. This was in the wastewater department, and yeah, $45,000 with a nice benefit package, and they 32 hours a week, right? So it wasn't a full 40-hour work schedule, and they did not have time and a half overtime, but they did have overtime where if I worked more than 32 hours, I would just get I would get more money, or they would add it to my vacation days, something like that. So $45,000 for job number 2 at DEP. Job number 3 was at DDC, Department of Design and Construction. This is another city agency in New York City, and I was also offered the position of engineering intern, and they offered me $45,000 to intern under a staff engineer 1, 2, or 3. And yeah, they offered a good benefits package, and their overtime was just like DEP's overtime. It wasn't time and a half, it was like straight time, or they would add it to my vacation days. So $45,000 was another offer I got from DDC. So again, 32 hours only though. It wasn't a whole 40-hour work week. Now, the fourth job I got, the job offer was by a company called Arcadies, which is, I think it's an environmental company, I believe. Now, they offered me a job as a project engineer, offering me $55,000 a year on a 40-hour work schedule, and this was a 7 to 3. So I'd come into work at 7, and at 3, this is a mix of office work and field work, and in the field, I would mostly be doing air monitoring and dust monitoring. Yeah, so that was offer number 4, and their overtime, yeah, they did have overtime, but not time and a half. It was straight time. So they would, I guess, the salary they converted to an hourly, and they would pay me that anytime I'd work more than 40 hours a week. So that was offer number 4. Offer number 5 was by a development firm called Lease. It's a pretty big firm, I think in Australia, and now they're pretty big in New York, and this is a giant firm. I got a position as the assistant site safety manager, and they offered me $72,000, a whopping $72,000 starting salary. However, the catch is that this was not a 40-hour week. This was a 60-hour week. So it could vary from 50 to 60 hours. This is in the field of construction management, which is a very rigorous field. Yeah, so some days will be 12 hours. I might have to work some Saturdays and Sundays. So they offered me $72,000 starting salary. No overtime, but bonuses, annual bonuses, and a signing bonus. So this was, yeah, another great offer. And now, so I talked about the salary positions. Now I'm going to talk about the hourly positions. 3 companies did offer me hourly positions. One of them was called Premium Technical Services, and my title would be Helical Pile Designer. So they are a company that does strictly helical piles for building construction. So they would design and manufacture and then ship them out. So I would be their helical pile designer. They offer me $25 an hour, 9 to 5, and 40-hour work week with time and a half overtime. Now, $25 an hour comes to, I think, $50,000 a year. So that was hourly pay with overtime, and it would be mostly office work with a little bit of site work when I check up on some piles here and there, with overtime. Then I also got another offer from a company called Future Tech Consultants, which is a pretty big inspection firm in New York. My title would be special inspector, and they would offer me $30 an hour, which comes to like $62,000 a year, with overtime, time and a half. And their shifts vary depending on the client's needs. It's they said it's usually like 7 to 3, or some night shifts here and there, but the night shifts would be overtime. So again, 30 an hour, about $62,000 a year. That was with Future Tech Consultants. And the last company that offered me the money is the company that I work for right now. That company is called Municipal Testing Laboratory. Now, they started me off with $25 an hour, and that was about $50,000 a year. But I quickly got raises here and there, so they paid for a lot of the education that I needed to get my certifications in different fields, such as welding, steel, masonry here and there. And with the more certifications I got, the more my salary went up. Remember, they offered me $25 an hour to start, and I've been with them for about 4.5 years now. And I must say I'm very happy with my work, and I'm making over 6 figures now. So yeah, so those are my job offers coming straight out of college. So yeah, don't let these salaries scare you. I was a little surprised too. I thought engineers made a lot more money coming out of college, but civil engineers, not so much. But if you stick with it and you know your way around, you could make a decent amount of money, especially if you have the certifications. There's a lot of certifications you could get as a civil engineer, but you just got to put yourself out there. So starting salaries, my salaries range from $45,000 to the higher end $70,000. And I end up choosing the company that offered me $25 an hour, which is about $50,000 a year. But now, 4 years later, I'm making over 6 figures, and I'm very happy with my work. So yeah, hopefully that video helped. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. You guys have a nice day.